Hi guys, welcome back to the channel for another video. A video which was really never going to see the light of day. I kind of parked it at the back of my brain quite a while ago, but I saw a video this week which really helped to crystallize for me my opinion and feelings on this topic. And you guys have asked me to talk about it quite a bit, so we're doing it. As many of us would be aware by now, over the last 12 months, there's been a landslide of videos from the vegan community with very prominent people within that community coming out and saying that they are no longer vegan. People like Bonnie Rebecca, Rawvana, Raw Alignment. I literally would need another 20 minutes in this video just to detail the people who have come out and continue to come out. It's a trend which is ongoing. But a lot of these individuals have quite a bit of influence. They have fairly large audiences who they have demonstrated this diet and lifestyle to over the years. They then come out and say that for a period of time that their audience has been watching them, believing that they're vegan, they have in fact been incorporating animal products back into their diet. And a lot of people have criticized them and expected them to apologize for the fact that they have been misleading or to whatever degree dishonest about the fact that behind the scenes they've been doing one thing and on a public level demonstrating something quite different. For clarification, these people mostly tend to have at some point dabbled in or adopted the high carb, low fat vegan lifestyle championed by Freely, which really is just fruits and vegetables. So I hope I don't need to say much more to give you an insight into why that might not be a sustainable way to eat. But I am certainly not here to criticize them for quitting being vegan. That tends to be the majority of the criticism that they receive, because I don't care how people eat. I don't care if people are vegan. That's not my job to tell people how they should or should not be feeding their bodies. Like I said, I was not going to make a comment on this topic until I saw another of these ex-vegan videos come out from Brianna Jackson, formerly known as Brianna Jackfruitson, who was detailing why she'd left YouTube for a couple of years and was no longer vegan. And it really helped me to see what had irked me each time I saw these ex-vegan videos come out and the way that they were addressed by the individual. These videos seem to have a formula wherein they admit to incorporating animal products back into their diet for an extended period of time because they've encountered some really serious physical and mental health issues as a result of how they'd been eating. Their words, not mine. That is their testimony. They detail losing their periods, inflammation, digestive issues, skin conditions, impacts on their mental health like depression, anxiety, and in some cases triggering or exacerbating an eating disorder.
I really had to sit down with myself and say, look, Brianna, you're getting all of these digestive issues. You have so much inflammation. You don't feel good. You don't feel good looking pregnant all the time. It's kind of ironic because you can't even get pregnant right now because you don't have a period.
Bacterial imbalance in my gut, a really big imbalance with my omega-3 to omega-6 ratio, an imbalance in my cortisol levels, and the main thing that he was concerned about, which was very high inflammatory markers.
And they don't have to apologize for the fact that they're not vegan anymore. What they should apologize for is demonstrating and willfully misleading thousands, and collectively, when you look at the size of all of these accounts, potentially collectively millions of people with their disordered practices and selling it as health. And behind the scenes, experiencing these severe and in some cases permanent, dangerous or deadly physical or mental health consequences, but continuing to upload, in many of their words, shiny, happy content which doesn't reflect what's really going on.
A lot of the times when I was really struggling, I didn't show it. I didn't show it on here. I put makeup on to cover, you know, my acne, or I would film on days when my skin was good, because I would go through a lot of 3 days my skin would be horrible, and then it would kind of clear up for 2 days and then it would be horrible again. And I would kind of only show when it was okay or when it was bearable.
Which is still espousing and pushing and promoting a lifestyle and a diet which has put them in the position they're in behind the scenes, where they're seeking medical advice, dietetic advice, and being advised to incorporate animal products back into their diet. Yet what they're filming, editing, uploading, and promoting to their audience totally contradicts what they're experiencing in real life. The other essential in this formula is that they defend themselves by saying, I'm just doing what's right for me. I am just pursuing health interests or health experiments, whether it's with my diet or lifestyle, that are right for me, and just generously sharing it with all of you.
So I want to make it very, very loud and clear that I am still learning, that this is just my personal experience, and I am not a professional, and I am not telling you how to live, how to eat, how to be. I'm just sharing my journey.
That's the limit and end of their responsibility. But I'm sorry, the whole I'm doing what's right for me, I'm just living my life ends when you pick up a camera and you put it on YouTube. This approach annoys me across several categories on YouTube, whether it's the vegan community, the fitness community, the keto community, the recovery community. This concept that I am just living my life and making choices for myself, and therefore I'm not responsible for any knock-on effect it might have on my audience. Just living your life for an average person does not include a camera, a YouTube channel, ad revenue, merchandise, and sponsorships. If you're experiencing one thing behind the scenes, but promoting and supporting a totally contradictory message online, you are profiting off misrepresentation at best and lies at worst. For clarity, I'm not saying it's not okay to struggle. As a mental health advocate, of course it is. I'm also not saying that they are obligated in any way to share that with their audience, but they should then opt for not sharing for a little while until they figure out how to make those two things match, how to make their online life, what they're promoting, supporting, endorsing, demonstrating, and what they're actually experiencing match up a little closer. I am in no way saying that people shouldn't share their lived experiences online. As a mental health advocate, I know too well how empowering and important it is to see other people's experiences out there, but not if they're inaccurate or dishonest. That's putting people at risk. That's putting people in danger. Do I believe these people had bad or nefarious intentions? No, obviously not. I would be terrified to be an ex-vegan coming out of the vegan community, because they are ironically quite cannibalistic to their own community. They literally eat each other alive for the slightest infractions, let alone just leaving that lifestyle entirely. I can understand that that would have been terrifying, that the concept of putting your career at risk would have been terrifying, but that has to be a reflection of your integrity, that you're unwilling to risk that whilst putting other people at risk with your misleading information and content. You are responsible for your content. You are responsible for the impact of your content. I've had to take responsibility in the past. I've had slip-ups where people have called me out and I've apologized, or I've edited Instagram captions, or I've gone back and clarified, I don't think that I worded it that well. We are all responsible for that impact. Sometimes it can go to extremes where it's like, you didn't put a trigger warning on this, and there's literally like 14 of them. So I get that. I get the criticism can be overbearing and in some cases quite ridiculous. I don't think this criticism is ridiculous. Let me put it this way. If somebody hit your car and got out to talk to you and didn't apologize, you'd probably be pretty annoyed. Not because you thought they did it intentionally, but because their actions, whether intentionally bad or not, whether it was a mistake or not, inconvenienced you or hurt you or put you at risk. They still owe you an apology regardless of their intention. It would be great to see a bit more accountability and responsibility taken, but I think in doing that, they risk, losing more of their audience or more of their revenue. God forbid we, stop exchanging integrity for money. It's the internet after all. So now that video is out from the back of my brain and on the internet, let's all say a prayer for the comments section. I will see you guys next week with another video. Come and find me on Instagram and Twitter under What Mia Did Next. In the meantime, much love. Take care. Bye, guys.